Or write okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value in all types of ways, as I would tell you. Testing 1, 3, don't test 2. Doing pretty good, how about you? Today coming through with something new. Doing what I do, working on the Stackivate app, working on the marketing system that I'm building for that. Staying on task, doing what's right, staying in the light. So you know how it goes. Last time I left off, I believe I was working on the... Actually, yeah, I was working on the Stackivate app, making some changes to that. And for the marketing system, that's where I'm going to pick up back where I left off on that. Which was, I set it up so I started making the first feature that does posts. And those posts were for X. So essentially what I'm going to do is make that part better. And then go from there. Add on more stuff. Got a lot I want to do. Got a lot of stuff that's new for you to learn from and earn from. So, you know, getting right into that. Making sure everything's working good with the stream. Gotta have it crystal clear and clean, if you know what I mean. Living the dream. Even when everything is not what it seems. So I just keep on learning. Providing value. There we go. Everything looks good to me. So, starting up Claude. First thing. Not the worst thing. Vibe coding king. All right. There we go. So I got Claude started. Going to the Claude LLM for some strategy for what I'm going to do next. Reading some text. So let's do this first. Check out the Reddit marketing replies I did for the Stackivate biz. Take a note I just thought of. Okay, one of these got 52 views. Not bad. But no replies yet. All up votes, no down votes. Looking good to me from what I see. We're going to copy the one that did the best. Got 52 views. If I can. I don't think I can copy this. Oh. No worries. Alright, so checking out Reddit. I got like 1 or 2 upvotes on all the posts I did. One of them got 52 views, the other all got like less than 10. I tried to copy and paste the one that got 52, but just couldn't copy it for some reason, the way the format is on Reddit. But I'm guessing that's not very a big deal, you know, just getting started. It's gonna be just like keep doing more posts, you know. Marketing is not like a one-day process or a one-week process. It's like continual. So I just keep getting better. And if you have any more questions, let me know with that. Otherwise, we can go right into the dashboard. I'll get the dashboard open and then we can start refining these X-Post feature. Good to know. So when you're doing prompt tuning, the first round rarely produces dramatically better output. Usually you change 2 or 3 lines in the prompt and the output shifts subtly. The voice gets slightly tighter, the post gets slightly more grounded. One style starts feeling distinct from another. So it's just a work in progress. But you know, once you get it locked in, then it's time to win. But I guess I won already because I keep on working steady. Alright, open the dashboard. Let me know that prompt I need to open the dashboard. Usually it's just start the dev server, but this one's a little different. And Python app.py. I'll remember that sooner or later. All right. Caramelizing. Welcome to the chat. It's good to have you back. I think I remember you. It's Cloud Hub. If not, something new. Welcome to you. Conducting a live session. Yes, I am. Thank you for joining. You're from India. Big up India. Respect every time. Some of the greatest master teachers that I follow come from there. So, you know, you want to build a trading bot. To save the cost, you're thinking of using Ollama and open source LLM. That's a good idea. I guess, you know, those are probably going to be not as logical. Like, I guess how to explain it. Not as good as Claude with the logic, but I mean, starting out, like, you're probably going to get like 80 to 90% of the quality of what you would get. And really just starting out, that's good enough until you get like the foundation built. And then when it comes to tuning things in, then you get better. So which open source LLM could be the best one or have performance that matches closely with Sonnet 4.6? So I'm kind of just learning them one at a time. Well, for LLMs, I've definitely like, I know Gemini, I know Claude, and I know GPT pretty well. The other ones I've only like tried a few times. And I think honestly it's you should try them all and try the one that you like best. Try the one that seems to work best for you, the one that seems to understand you the best, the way you communicate. Because everybody thinks differently, everybody communicates a little bit differently. So do that and go from there. And you know, for a trading bot, start out with like the biggest feature and try to make it as simple as you can just from the start. I think would be my best advice. So are you like an experienced trader? Do you understand trading well, or are you just going to be having the LLM kind of teach you how to do this? I think that's the most important question I think I could ask you to kind of help guide you on this. But other than that, any other questions you have, feel free. All right, open it in the browser. So I think it was 3,000. No, it was 5,000. There we go. So we got it open in the browser. Find the first observation. Oh, I just thought of another good idea. Alright, so I just thought of a good idea. If you think we should do this now, let me know. It probably shouldn't take too long. But if not, we can just like remember to do it later. I was thinking for these observations and really like, not just that, but also the conversations. Do you think it's possible so could rank like the post and like you know, most valuable to least valuable? Alright, that sounds good. Definitely a good idea to remember, but I don't have enough data yet, I think, for it to be really meaningful to do right now. It's not a high priority based on how much data I have. Alright, so going to the project browser. I think I'll start with this longest post right here. Alright, so I can generate X posts. Well, first I'm going to copy it as Markdown, give it to Claude. Alright, I just copied as Markdown the first post I'm going to generate X post from. And I'll paste it here so you know what we're working with, and then I'll generate the post, and then we'll go from there. This is the first post. It is a short statement. And, you know, I guess, like, maybe it's too short. I think there's really not enough context. You know, if anything, the first thing that would come to my mind, it should be, like, feeling nervous about an investing decision isn't the same as the investing decision being wrong, or I guess you don't have to repeat investing twice. But I feel like there's not enough context here. And that pretty much does sound like the way I would say it. And I mean, there's not really a lot there to like nitpick about like my brand voice or something like that with this. But can start with that one, and then what do you think? Just go through one post at a time. It looks like there's 5 right now that they generated. And also let me know what you think from a marketing perspective for X. Welcome back, C Films. Doing pretty good. How about you? Great day out here. That's good to hear. Oh, you got news. That's awesome. Always like to hear news about more coding projects, more vibe coding, marketing too, whatever you do. There you go. Search term movies filmed in Seattle. You got ranked on page 2 of Google. So yeah, everybody who's watching used to rank on page 4. And everybody who's watching, you can see that even though, SEO is pretty saturated, especially for Google, C Films here, building a new site. He's, I think it's new, but, he's already getting good with the SEO, getting ranked. And from what I understand, this is new for him, understanding marketing and stuff. So it's good to see you making progress like that. And it's good to see, it lets everybody know that if they find the right niches and they find the right keywords, that there's still a lot of room to get ranked. And, I'm sure like that sounds like exactly the right kind of like term you want for your project. Movies filmed in Seattle. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are looking that up all over the world. So yeah, good going on that. Good job finding those specific terms that fit your project right. All right, time for post 2. Alright, so this one. It's having some dictation issues. But I should get it fixed. What? Did select the voice. Okay. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to use WhisperFlow on a Word document because Claude does not like me to use WhisperFlow, and I want to use Claude. And if it keeps going, then I'll just switch away from Claude to do this because... Oh, the C-Film site has been live for almost 10 years. Okay, I don't know if I knew that, if I just forgot, but... Yeah, definitely good to know. And I'm guessing you can like do a lot more work on it now that you got vibe coding and everything like that. So let's see. Just try to switch into like a different. Works there. All right, so I'm about to paste the question hook. So I feel like it's a good question, but the main thing I noticed is the same issue from before. There's not enough context. It's a little better. It's talking about, you know, portfolio, but I think, like you said, it's got to be more specific, like an investing portfolio maybe. And it's talking about like why each piece was there. You know, what does it mean by piece? And I guess, you know, what is the point? Is it to get people thinking about, you know, why was each piece there? I don't really see where like this is going. Like if I were to read this, I would be like, okay, like, yeah, so what, I looked at a portfolio I set up years ago, which like I think most people are probably like checking it more than once a year. But just kind of like not so clear on like what the point is of this post, and it could be more descriptive. So I will paste it now. That's awesome, C Films. You're going bowling soon. That's good to hear. It's been too long since I've been bowling. Well, hopefully you get a perfect game. What they call it, the turkey when you get 3 strikes. But other than that, I guess like where do you see, you know, maybe I can help you more with the marketing. Where do you see your oh, you're in a bowling league. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe I should join another one. It's been too long. But where do you see your project going? Like, let's say you start bringing in a lot of traffic. I think I remember you said that you were going to put ads to monetize. I know you were asking me about conversion, CRO conversion rate. So, like, you know, what would you be converting on? Like, what converting on, like, another, like, maybe your SEO, your Google rankings to, like, you know, see how many people are sending them to the site. What do you think would be like the highest leverage thing you could focus on for a conversion rate for your site? So you have Google AdSense on your site already. You were thinking getting local businesses to advertise on the C Films website. That's a good idea. Maybe even reach out to if you find out like a new film is being created or filmed or whatever in your area that you're covering. You know, it wouldn't hurt to reach out to them. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know some kind of promotion thing. And maybe at first don't even talk about like money, like that you want, you know, like them to pay for advertising. Just mention how like, you know, your site is getting views, you're ranking good, and you know, you could provide them some exposure, and then they could do the same for you, and just keep it like free at first. And then over time, as you start to get bigger and bigger and more exposure, then I think most likely, you know, film companies would probably start reaching out to you, and local businesses probably even more too. All right, post 3. Okay, so this one looks better to me. However, there's still a little bit of ambiguity. You know, risk averse, like investing should be in there somewhere. Maybe the word conflating is a little bit too technical for beginners. But I think this one's probably the best one I've seen so far. Let me know what you think. And if you're just tuning in, you know it's time to win. Go ahead and hit the like button. Big up the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Coming through with new information steady. Always feel free to comment, questions, especially anything about marketing, business, vibe coding, whatever it might be. I'll try to see how I can help. And you know what I'm doing right now is creating a marketing dashboard that is going to be marketing for this this Stackivate app that I built. Just started launching the MVP. Marketing dashboard, starting to print out posts. First platform I got posts for is X. So I'm going through these posts. This is like the first version. And working with the LLM to see how to make them better. So you can pretty much like assume that when you, especially for marketing, the first post you do, they're not going to be very good. So you want to continually update them to make them better, and maybe do like one round of updates, generate some more posts, put them out there, see how they do another round of updates after you get more information. In this case, I'll be constantly collecting more observations of conversations from my target market and my target audience. And then as those add up, then it gets a better idea of like their phrasing, like the kind of marketing content that I would want, how to create better content, and all of it just keeps getting better and better over time. And I know that like I've done this before with like kind of like just not in regards to a dashboard, more with LLMs, and I was really surprised at like how good this stuff can get. Not just for like, you know, marketing, but for brand voice, for like putting it in copywriting form, all kinds of different marketing things. So I like the version it came up with better. But I noticed something else that I'm going to tell it about. Alright, see films. Enjoy the bowling. Until next time, keep on making progress, and it'll be good to see how everything comes along. Stay strong. Keep doing what you do. Got the next post. Alright, so this one, I'll copy it after I'm done explaining what I think. Basically, I feel like this is providing enough context, and I don't see much that I would change. But the main thing is, like, it's just like kind of identifying a problem, but it's not really giving any information for a solution. So I will post it now. So apparently posts that just name problems often outperform posts that name and solve. They invite more engagement and they're harder to dismiss. Gets people thinking more. Get people to know themselves. Which is what trying to help people understand is that investing doesn't just help you make your money work for you and get financial freedom, but will help you know yourself better. Your traits, how you think, how you react, stuff like that. More posts to go. All right, this one also looks good to me. There's definitely enough context that I understand what they're talking about. And I see how it gets people thinking. Really not much I can see on this one. Let me know what you think. So the patterns across all 5 posts for marketing that I've made so far, consistent and right. Mostly, I would say it sounds like me. Each post is in its declared style. That's working right. They're all in the right length. None of them mention Stackivate, which I think out of 5 posts, at least one should. But I'm thinking like maybe 1 post out of every 5 to 10 posts should mention your actual project or product or service. And biggest mistake you can make, I think, with marketing is to try and do a call to action to like have people check out your site or your app on like every single post you do. Learned that one from Gary B. long time ago. Jab, jab, hook. That was a good book. It's talking about like, you know, provide information, you know, every few jabs is like info, provide value, and then you send people to your project. So Claude is saying we should get some more examples before we do a restructuring post for the prompt, and I totally agree with that. This sounds good to me. I'm gonna get some more observations. I'll start with that number 11, and then I will think you were saying not do all 5, but I'm not sure. Let me know and I'll go find number 11. It's the 22-year-old who asked GPT for a curriculum. All 5, okay. Alright, looks like I found the right one. I'm going to post it here first, the actual post, and then I will start with the X post. Alright, so the way I've got this set up, like when I put in a observation, I already had it extract like the pain points, the notable quotes, feature implications, content hooks, the segment, helping to get a better read on, you know, who to market to. And then I can just click the button to generate X posts, and I'll just add the different formats under each observation. So I can do this for each different, you know, social marketing platform that I want to do with this. And later I will generate these to like a better spot on the dashboard so I don't have to extract them from each single post. But for right now, it makes way more sense because I'm getting a much clearer look at like what the information is that is being used to create these. So it's giving me a much better idea on how I know that I need to make them better. And once I get it locked in better, then I can just like set it up in more of a workflow style. But until then, this is like the best way I feel like to set it up for just making these posts better. So starting out with the short statement. Alright, looking at the first one. I think the main thing I just see is, like, not enough context. And, I kind of don't understand it, too. They don't need a better learning plan, they need a reason to start before the plan is finished. So, yeah, just the part about needing a reason to start before the plan is finished. I'm just like a little bit confused about like I think I understand it because I read the original context of the post that this is derived from. But I think if I didn't, like, I would be like, what are they talking about? All right, time for number 2. Before you decide what to learn about investing, do you know what you're actually trying to do with it? This one's good. Question hook. Welcome to the chat. Luis Calderon Co, if I'm saying that right. Not sure, but either way, welcome to you. Respect. And that's not translating. I don't have a translator up for this chat yet. So I'm not even sure is that I'm thinking that might be either Italian or Spanish. But that lets me know I should get a translator up. And either way, if you know how to say that in English, that's cool. Otherwise, I think if I translate it and I explain it back to you in English, it probably wouldn't help you too much if you don't know how to say it. But either way, if you can get a translator, that's cool. If not, I will take that as a note to add a translator feature onto the chat somehow. Alright, this one I like. And it definitely gets people thinking. You know, I think like obviously it's about like, you know, having some kind of a plan. Maybe there's more that could be added to it for context, but I don't think it's really that important. Also, one thing I noticed on this that's reoccurring is like it says before you decide what to learn about investing, there's that dash. And I know that dash sometimes it's like the right thing to do for, you know, proper English or whatever, but also a lot of people kind of like associate that with AI. And I'm wondering if like we should do something just to get rid of those dashes so it's not doing that. And even though sometimes like in my actual writing I use those dashes, like since it became associated with AI, I've stopped doing that. Or been trying to stop doing that. So, Lewis, if I were to translate what you're saying right now and speak back to you in English, would you be able to tell what I'm saying? If not, I would recommend for now, if you got good questions, just run it through a translator to English. And then you can you know, maybe use a dictation software based on what I'm saying and then run that into your language. All right, the next one, provocation, asking what should I learn about investing before what am I actually trying to accomplish. It's how you end up with a 24-month curriculum and no brokerage account. This one's probably the worst one I've seen so far, so this one's really good for making progress. Alright, this next one I think is the worst one I've seen so far. You know, I feel like the goal really is like maybe not exactly to have a brokerage account, but more to learn investing. And this is just, to me, it's like, it's not a good like direction to point people in. And I don't know where they're coming up with 24-month curriculum. It must be from the original post. But I think maybe there could be, like, the first part about it is good. You know, what am I actually trying to accomplish? But then the second part, I think, kind of strays off into, like, kind of hard to understand and follow. And, like, you know, is that actually, like, concrete pain point that a lot of people are going to relate to? So I'll post it now. So 8 posts in, and it's really starting to pick up on the main issue that right here, what these posts are doing is they're too generic. And they're not fitting my actual brand. They're just giving generic finance education. but it needs to understand the brand better and adapt to that better. So, you know, there's like little things that it's picked up on, but like this is the kind of the main theme that it's just starting to pick up on. And I wouldn't have got that just from like, you know, the first like 3 or 4 posts. I'm just starting to see that now. And Claude's definitely helping me see that. So if I were just posting this stuff, it would be not very good marketing content right now. I got to make it better. And I'm almost there to get a prompt so I can go and show you guys how I would actually, the kind of prompt I would give for this particular situation to Claude, and I'll explain how it changes the output. Alright, output, observation is truth. I'm afraid all this studying will amount to nothing. That fear usually isn't about investing, it's about a pattern the person already knows they have. That one I think is actually way more on brand. So the next one is interesting because it actually seems to address the main problem that we're starting to pick up on. And it's going into like a person's, you know, personal patterns. So, you know, it's about a person knowing themselves. So I like this one. I think this one might be the best I've seen so far. I'll post it here. Let me know what you think. And I really like the fact that he used the exact quote, like word for word from the original poster. Alright, one post left from this prompt, or this observation. The story open. Read a thread from a 22-year-old who'd built a full investing roadmap with ChatGPT. Active, passive, fundamentals, all of it. His actual question was buried at the bottom. I tend to abandon things. What if I do that here too? This one's really bad. It's like not enough context. Let's see what Okay, so this one seems like maybe the worst to me out of this one. And I feel like there's just not enough context. I don't really get where this is going when I read it. I kind of do because I know the original post, but I think it would need to be reworded a lot better to like have someone understand what it's saying. And even then, like, you know, I don't understand what it's trying to get me to think about. So I'll post it now. Yeah, this is one of the longer conversations I've had, and I'm glad that Claude now has the compacting conversation so that I notice a huge difference. I don't think they had this before Opus 4.7, and the longer the chat would get before, you know, the more off it would be based on what I was trying to see. And this is really good because for this particular task that I'm doing, working with this marketing dashboard, there's still a lot more I'm going to have to do, and I feel like it needs all the context we've had so far. So I just got to do my best to keep all the information on this conversation just about this marketing dashboard and making this marketing dashboard better. And the fact that Claude is pushing back a lot more with 4.7, I think this is the best model to use for making prompts better, specifically marketing prompts, because it's not just going to tell you what you want to hear every time. You know, I think if I weren't pointing out, if I weren't understanding if I didn't understand marketing as well as I did, and I were just giving it these posts to like pretty much any other LLM, they would be like, yeah, this is great because, like, you know, they gave me the prompt to originally design it. They wouldn't pick up on stuff unless I like specifically like called it out. So getting better as I go. 5% left, compact. Staying on track. Water pour up time. What is up, dude? How are you doing? Good to see you here. Not sure if I remember you before, so welcome. Respect every time. Working on the marketing dashboard, which you can see right here. Recording posts, observations, conversations, also that I'm having with prospective market customers, and basically using those posts to create marketing content. And now I'm working with Claude to make the marketing content that it's making a lot better. And I'm almost done with this part, so then I can give Claude the prompt, Claude Code the prompt to actually do what it does to make it better. And then I'll go into some more building or marketing stuff depending on what it looks like from there. Yes, I like option A. Let's or I guess give me the prompt, and then we will check out the same ones again. I will regenerate it, probably starting with this one, and then I'll do the other one, and that should be quick considering we've already, like, you know, analyzed these, so we'll know right away if like, you know, how well that change worked, and anything else that would need to make it better. Yeah, making progress. Time to do some vibe coding. So this one's going to be Claude Code, max effort plan mode. Doing a lot here. It was saying, like, you know, usually I wouldn't do this many kind of like steps in one prompt, but I think here it makes sense. And then because I'm going to be checking it out right afterwards. And then if anything was like changed too much, then I can just do another one, which I'm probably going to be doing, but maybe it gets it right on the first try. We'll see. Alright, the code. Plan mode. There we go. Boom. All right. Let's try some new music. We'll get some food. Be right back. top form. And I think this is very crucial for marketing, especially like a prompt for marketing like this, to use max effort. So while Claude is planning, I thought of a question. So I'm doing this with you here in the LLM because I feel like, it's more of like strategy. Um, what do you think would be the differences, like pros and cons, if I were to have done this with Claude? Or like if after this is done, I just like have Claude, kind of like check its own work in the Claude Code chat. And I know it's different for different tasks, but specifically for this task, what do you think? That's what I thought. The main thing is the LLM has the conversation history for this whole marketing project. Whereas Claude, like, it'd have to like refresh every time. But Claude has the code base. And for this stuff, the code base doesn't matter that much because like it already helped me plan the code base. LLM thinks if I would have done this planning, this strategizing with Claude Code, the quality would have been much worse. Mainly because it doesn't have the history of this like context, so. Also for like, if I'm checking out like the changes, it's hard for Claude Code to know what the previous prompts were that were created for the marketing prompts to be able to make a comparison. So here's the plan. I'm gonna just have it double check. Just skim through it real quick. It looks good to me. So I hit Control C and copy it. Yeah, here we go. Also, too, if you're in the view, let me know what you think about this kind of work. Let me know what you think about like is this kind of work, marketing work, valuable to you? What would you rather see me do? I feel like, this is where my skills really shine the most. But I don't know if people would rather just see like straight building and me doing this like strategizing and the marketing stuff like, off stream. have the stream just be like pure building. I mean, I guess it couldn't be like 100% building. There still have to be some strategizing too, but just trying to get a better idea of what the audience wants to see. What I'm trying to do is like show like the reality of business. I mean, it's not going to be like vibe coding 100% of the time. There's going to be a lot of building, and then a lot of marketing, then a lot of altering the building, then altering the marketing. I think it's very rare that a product or service is going to be launched from the start and be perfect. That almost like never happens. Everything is kind of an iterative process over time. There's a lot of differences between like different niches, the way you would market, the way you would build. And I'm showing like how business is all about systems, creating systems with what you're doing, especially if you want to scale up. Because when you hire people or even build employees, you got to do it yourself first, and you got to build a system. You got to understand like the way you want it ran, the way you want it run, and then essentially you can just hand that system off to people. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is hiring somebody and letting them create their own system on how to run something. I mean, there's some, like, maybe someone understands it, something better than you, and you let them go with your own system. But if you do that, make sure that they're documenting it. Make sure that you understand what system they're following. Because if you bring someone into your business and they run something on their own system and you don't understand their system, I mean, what happens if they leave? Then, like, the next person comes in, they don't know where to pick up. And you can be relying on that person, How do you know if they're even doing a good job? It's harder to tell if you don't understand their system. And then, if they're doing something wrong and you need to replace them, it makes it much more difficult because they have that leverage of like, if they leave, then like you're kind of lost and you have to like start over and create a new system for the next person. That being said, make sure hit the like button if you haven't already. Coming through with new information steady. Subscribe too, so I can help bring more value to you. Say it differently as time goes through, as time goes by, and the value will just fly to the right places, the right people. Check out Stackivate so we can make this money flow more equal around instead of all gravitating to the same 1%. Get the market money flowing. We're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars here that are just like getting passed around every day. You don't need a degree. Just need to educate yourself on how to do it and have your money work for you. That's why I'm doing what I do, at least for the first business, the first app, Stackivate. Investment education. So don't wait, go check it out. Without a doubt, let me know what you think. Trying to make it better. And I got some good ideas. Might even just get into that next. I want to make some kind of a contest so that I can give away like some free pro tier memberships. Kind of my idea right now is do a contest maybe every week. Whoever has the best score to defeat the S&P 500 on the time machine paper trading investing platform. I think my highest score, one of the years I beat the S&P by like 90%. And I haven't really even put that much effort into it. I'm more just like testing it out right now. But I think that would be something good, because I think, you know, I was thinking about different ways to do like a contest for that. And I think for the paid tier, that's kind of the people who are going to get the most value out of it and who are going to give me the best feedback are people who understand this to an extent. I mean, you could get lucky too. Even if you don't understand investing, you could get lucky and just get the highest score that week. So either way, I think it's fun to me. And it, you know, it's giving you that time machine right there is giving you, like, you know, a year of investing experience in just a couple minutes. So, you know, repeat that over and over, and I think you should be able to get better over time if that's what you want to do. But maybe that's really not for you, and then you can see, like, okay, you know, you don't really like trying to like beat the S&P. Picking stocks is not really, you know, where you want to be, and then there's a different strategy. So that'll all go into the free tier, trying to make the best, most inclusive free tier for finance education. So stay in tune to the station, following the regulations and guidelines. You're just flowing with what's on my mind. Trying to show the reality that this all takes time. A lot of people think they can just vibe code something, put it up on the Apple or the what's the other one? The Android or Apple apps, and just throw it up there and it'll make money. Usually that doesn't happen. But, you know, you also might be just trying to give out, just, you know, systemize things in your own life that you're not trying to sell. So that's good too. And you can definitely learn about that stuff here. Especially if you're a business owner. You've already got like a good business going and you're not trying to start a new business. This is a good place to understand how to get better systems and better processes in your business. Save yourself a lot of time and energy, and even increase the quality of what you're doing. That's what I'm pursuing, trying to bring to everybody. So, you know, it's money. That means good info. It means value. There we go. Hey, how do you do? Welcome and respect to you. Not really sure how to pronounce your name, so I won't try, but either way, good to see you here. Any questions, any comments, feel free. Right now I'm working on the marketing dashboard for Stackivate app that I just launched. Essentially, I'm tuning up the marketing output that I'm getting. Just building a better marketing system. And what you're seeing here is, you know, specific for Stackivate, but the concepts I'm using you could really apply to any app that you make. Where I'm from, a lot of places, Midwest. This time of year, it's one of the best. But you know, I don't really see myself being from anywhere anymore. Just more of a seasonal location. In which stack am I building this product? That is a good question. I guess, what do you mean by stack? Like this, actually, like, and what do you mean? Do you mean the marketing dashboard that I'm building, or do you mean the app that I just launched that I built on live stream that I'm building the marketing dashboard system for? Oh, stack. You're talking about, okay, so this is like Next.js for the marketing dashboard. Python. All right, so we got 11. So I go back to the dashboard. So here's what I got so far with the building this dashboard one at a time, getting observations from my target market, putting it in, and it's extracting like the correct marketing. So like here's the original observation, and then I have AI, so it's extracting the pain points, the quotes, feature implications, content, and hooks, that kind of thing. Then first thing I'm doing is generating the X post. The app was in I believe it was in Next.js. Just can't think of it off the top of my head. Check out Stackivate. I'll just pull it up real quick. Definitely Python 2. And there's a good free tier on there, so you can still get some use out of it. If you want to check out the free tier stuff, let me know what you think. Definitely be helpful. Hopefully it provides some value to you as well. Thank you. So my background is more in business and marketing than it is in building. I'm getting better at building and learning as I go. But definitely sounds like you understand building pretty well. So, you know, if you have any marketing questions, I could probably, marketing and business, I could help you the most with that. And I can tell already it added like some of the main things, like it's giving more context for these marketing posts about investors and stuff like that. That's awesome, thank you. I can't think of anywhere I need help with right now, but I'll if I do specifically, I'll try to, I don't know if I can message you on YouTube or something like that. I'm on LinkedIn too. You can just look up Nate Needham and you'll see my picture, the mountain background. So I'm just tuning this marketing content, and so far it looks really good. It looks like real improvements. You can do in less pay works. It's like $150 to $200 in a month. Thank you. I will look into that. So yeah, it sounds like LinkedIn would probably be the best. There's a Discord too, but I think more for what you're doing is probably be better for a LinkedIn connection. It'll be Nate Needham, Denver, Colorado. So search my name here in YouTube. So the YouTube channel says my name, Nate Needham, and then it'll be Denver, Colorado on LinkedIn. And it's just like picture my face with the mountains on the background. Yes, I will. I don't have the LinkedIn link up right now, so I'll just give you the name. So the tuning notes that work clearly, making the context better from the original post, verifying specific decisions. The shorter statements were not keeping context. That worked. The quotes as openers, I mean, that didn't work as well, but it's hard to change that without, like, you know, it's using an exact quote. So maybe just picking better quotes and making it more or less like AI, making it more human. That worked. Fully worked. Fully active. There we go. So everything looks good with that first one. I'll do the next one. Alright, so now I'll be pasting, looking back at the comments. Your Ranjit Canal. Awesome. I'll check that next time I go on LinkedIn and add you as contact. Oh, you got the mountains background too. That's awesome. Yes, I've been in business, doing different businesses, entrepreneur for like 15 years. Marketing is my favorite area of business to study. I really enjoy marketing and like marketing psychology, stuff like that. Vibe coding, just getting into, I feel like it's really the best, highest leverage skill I could possibly be implementing into like my business skill set right now. And you know, it's not just vibe coding. A lot of it, like even what I'm doing right now, is kind of a mix of you know, prompt engineering, getting marketing content looking better, and then getting the right prompts to like fix it, stuff like that. Building not just actual like apps and websites, but also business systems. I think that's what really got me into this from the start, was the intention that I wanted to build systems for my business so I could systematize things more and just focus more on the CEO tasks. Oh, you're from Nepal? Big up Nepal. I always wanted to go and check out the mountains out there. So yeah, that makes sense why you got the mountains. Got to check out Everest one day. Don't know if I'll be able to make it all the way to the top. I think the highest I snowboard a lot around like 13,000 feet, maybe like 12 to 13. But I noticed once I've gotten up over like 14,000 feet, that's where it's like hard for me to breathe and keep moving. So I don't know if I'd ever try Everest, but I definitely would like to get out there sometime. So that's awesome. Yeah, that sounds like this is a good connection, and definitely try to see where we can do some kind of business together on LinkedIn. So definitely good to meet you, and glad to have you here in the chat. Yes, I gotta come there. Just so focused on this business right now. I feel like I gotta get everything set up. I feel like maybe next year, but yeah, soon. I gotta get there sometime, and I feel like next year. I wonder do they have any kind of like ski resorts or snowboarding? Do people like go backcountry, like just kind of like climb up the mountains and like snowboard down out there? That's that would be like probably my favorite thing to do. I like exploring new mountain ranges and snowboarding. Yeah, that would be awesome to meet in real life. So we'll start connecting on LinkedIn, and that's awesome because I don't know anybody in Nepal. So it'd be good to know some people and make it a lot easier to get out there and get to the right places out there for what I want to do. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta see Everest one day. So I'm just copying and pasting the second set of marketing output so that I can get a read on like how well this this change worked. And this looks way better for a few reasons I didn't catch in those last prompts. Mainly in the story open. I would have to say that that prompt made major improvements. I'm surprised it did better. It made everything a lot better than I thought. Yeah, 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. There we go. Did better than even Claude would have thought. Only one issue that I picked up. She found like 10 issues before, so that's really good. But it's saying it's not that big of a deal just to watch across more batches. then it's like probably not more tuning for this. It's more like getting the marketing content out there and get feedback on what's working. Then come back and tune more at a later date. Yes, go ahead and draft the commit prompt. And I do not need plan mode for this, just accept edits on. I'll be right back. Huh? Huh? Alright, so I'm thinking to keep going with the marketing flowing. So what I want to do is find some more conversations, um, some observations, and some to add to with my own advice. So I'll bring you the first one. Let me know what you think. I feel like we're on the brink of making this much better. So let me know what you think of that idea. If there's something that you see being a higher priority, let me know. Sounds good to me. Reddit marketing. This is more about budgeting. Yes, you understand. I just worded it differently. Let's do these replies. I'm giving you the first one. I think that looks good. Let me know what you think. I would have to say you're doing better than most people your age. I think I would need more context to know where you want to go from here. I think this shows like there's a gap with your education for investing that you don't know how to apply. You don't know what context to apply to get the right answers for this. The obvious things like, you know, having an emergency account and, you know, just investing more money. But I think self-education and investing would be the strongest thing that you could do right now. I'm not sure if you realize this, but you're doing a lot better than most people, especially for your age. Mainly 13K in student loans and no credit card debt. That's pretty rare. I agree with the HYSA and emergency fund. That's kind of like the most basic info. Roth IRA would probably be something to look into. After you fund that, you can look into expanding on your emergency fund. Main thing it looks like is like understanding the student loans. And I would say if it's over 7%, then make that a higher priority. If it's under 7%, then you can be all right doing these other things first, depending on what you want to do. But I think the best thing I can offer you that's like no one else has said is to just focus on one thing at a time. And try to educate yourself more about the one thing you're doing at a time along the way. Claude's trying to say, take a break, come back tomorrow. It's like, no, Claude, I've been working for 2.5 hours. Come on. What kind of day is that? Like, who only works 2.5 hours? I'm going to try talking to Claude like the way Claude would talk to me. Thank you for the advice, Claude. And I just want to say I would like to push back a little bit because I've been working for about 2.5 hours. And I don't know what you think about like a work day, but for me, 2.5 hours is not a full work day. So I already went and audited and made changes to the like indicator reader. So that one is done. I guess, like, you know, if you wanted to check it out for yourself to see, I don't know if you would want to give me a prompt that I could give to Claude so you could get updated. It's up to you. I mean, I feel like I did the right thing to change it to make it more compliant. But I think that number 2 task, I kind of feel like we did that, but I'm not 100% sure. So, sounds like, let me know what you think for going straight to number 2. Let me know. Looks like next thing I'll be doing is updating the docs in Finance Hub based on some of the recent changes we made. Making sure everything's aligned, that's major. Especially over time, starting to get more docs. Like MD docs that have, like, you know, business information, style information, marketing information, all that kind of adds up, and it's good to go back and make sure everything stays aligned, because, you know, it's easy to change one thing and then forget that, like, that kind of relied on other stuff that was there before. So I need to go and open up the Finance Hub in Claude Code. Make sure everything is committed with this. Looks good to me. It says committed. Open up the finance project. Start up Claude. Start with an audit just to see everything that's there. See where I need to make changes. I think I'll put this one in plan mode. I feel like if I'm not sure, I always put it in plan mode. Plan mode is much better for doing more than one thing. And this is definitely more than one thing, even though it's pretty easy. Like, it's just getting information from the project. I feel like with plan mode, it's just like less mistakes, I think is the main thing. I think it thinks more Takes more time to get the right answers, stuff like that. So, and if you're just tuning in, you know it's time to win. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe already, because I'm coming through with new information steady. And right about now, I'm doing like on to the next task. Started out with the marketing dashboard. Started out with updating the marketing information. Went through a really good process. It was like version 1 of the X or Twitter marketing posts that I had created. So I went through a bunch of posts, ran them by Claude in the LLM, gave it my advice on what I think, didn't look very good as far as marketing goes. Got their feedback. It was pretty good. Mostly, like I was able to spot the major things. I understand marketing very well, and we're able to get a bunch of, or a good prompt that had like a bunch of different things to change, and ran through the prompt, checked out the exact same marketing output that I tested from the beginning, and it turned out way better than I thought, even Claude thought. So that was a major improvement. The marketing content looks much better. So now with that, it'll be like some maintenance every day with putting out new marketing content, and then I'll get some feedback on that based on like what people are engaging with, the analytics, stuff like that. So after like a week or two, and I get some feedback, then it would make sense to go over and see if I can make the marketing stuff better. But I think for now, like that made it way better than I thought it would, just off that one fix right there. So can get back to building. There's a lot I want to do with this project, and the more information that I get from the marketing, the more it guides me on how to make the app better. And the more I make the app better, the more it gives me better information for marketing, new features, stuff like that. And I can, a big part of marketing is just trying a lot of different things. And just like business, it's not a good idea to try and just assume what your target market wants. You want to actually engage with them, whether it's getting information from their conversations, conversating with them, putting out marketing content, seeing how they engage with that. That gives you feedback, and it's like the loop. So just keep getting better as I go, stay in the flow and do what I know. And drink water too. Try out some different music since I'm switching up the task. Okay, so I just noticed, like I was saying, that this is just going to be getting, info on documents that are already there, but it's doing more than that. It's also checking to make sure everything aligns with the documents. So it'll come back, let me know. And I think most likely it'll find a few things that I know of. Hopefully it finds more that I didn't catch. and then I'll be able to easily make the changes. But I think for this kind of work, just finding the discrepancies is the major work. So I got it on max effort plan mode, and it's like 2 major contradictions surface quickly. Something about leaderboards, which, I mean, actually I was thinking about doing, but I definitely want to do. I don't have it yet, but I'll wait to see the whole plan, and then I can just go from there. I'm thinking of doing some more research while this is going on. So it looks like it found what I was looking for it to find. And it's asking me if I should do the fixes now. And I'm just going to run it through to Strategizer Claude. Make sure it agrees. All right, so everything looks good to me. And the part about the leaderboard, I mean, I probably want to do a leaderboard for certain things, but you know, from what I understand, it looks like this is not a big deal for right now. I can just go with Claude's recommendation, and then if I add a leaderboard later, then I can just write that stuff in later. Let me know what you think about that and everything else, but it looks good to me. Welcome to the chat, Lumiora. Respect every time. My project is, I will show you, Stackivate. It is educational project for investors. That's mainly the free tier. And then the paid tier is automatic journaling and coaching, so that you can get better over time without having to risk any money. So I feel like you know, this is just the start. Just did the launch, just did the build and the launch, and working on the marketing dashboard for it as well. Starting by automating the marketing as much as I can. I mean, I'll still manually, like, you know, make things better, but over time it'll be able to get more and more automated. You've been vibe coding an AI website for about 3 months now. That's awesome. Any questions you have, especially about marketing and business, even if you want to talk about your AI website, I'd be definitely interested to hear more about it. Can't post links in the chat, but you can say what the name of it is, and then if I can find it on Google, I can go and check it out. But if you want to check this out, this Stackivate, essentially, I'll put a link there. Can let me know what you think. There's just a few features right now in the free tier. But you know, a lot of this work that I understand pretty well is marketing. I was going over, I don't know if you've heard of AEO marketing. I think it's going to be like the future, better than SEO. So like this page right here is optimized for AEO first, which is like basically the crawler bots for AI engines. FAQ is pretty big on that. If you gotta update your site, no problem. Take your time, I'll still be here for a while. And definitely good to have you in the chat, good to have you in the audience every time. Let's say Vercel. And I'm trying out Supabase right now. but not sure if I'm gonna stick with it. As I build, I'll be making a ton of changes, so just you know, nothing's for sure, nothing's for certain. There we go. All right. I would have to say, making a lot of progress today. Feeling good about what I'm doing, what I'm pursuing. I think I might switch to the elevator music, but I'm going to try this new station first. And if you're ever doing streaming, Pretzel was highly recommended, but doesn't like to follow the rules to stick to instrumental. Thank you for the suggestion for animations and images to the website. I think I do have a note to do that, and I got a whole list of things I'll be working on for this site. Just making sure the launch with the major features are right. So, thank you for that. I only had a note to do images, not animations, and I think animations would be a really good idea too. And I just got some friends that are learning some animation software right now, so I think that might be a good task to talk to them about, see what is possible. I could give you a review on your site. I just can't. You just can't post the links in the chat. But if you tell me the name of the site and I can look it up and it's on Google, then I can definitely let you know what I think. And if you're just tuning in, you know it's time to win. Go ahead and hit the like button. Get this information out to more people. Provide more value to more people. That's the goal. And subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm coming through with new information steady. So you can be ready when the new videos drop. Looking like I can log in with that into an admin account. Maybe I missed one of the messages. Because whatever you sent me must have been like the login info. I don't know why it didn't come through. But yeah, also I'm in the middle of some tasks right now, trying to stay focused on one thing at a time. So I'll probably have to check it out after the stream. Zolj, awesome. And then let me know, like, you know, what kind of site it is and what kind of things you want reviewed specifically. Like, what is the main function of the site? What are the top things that you would like advice on? Stuff like that. Don't worry, I won't ask you why. But yeah, that's a good idea. I've often thought about that before, that people would maybe enjoy using these AI LLMs more if they could pick like a different personality. So it'll be interesting to try that out and see. The YouTube search feature took a long time to make it work. That's good to know. I'll definitely focus in on that feature. Why use Claude? Gemini 3.1 Pro and anti-gravity is better and cheaper. So, most of what I understand is Claude is better at building. Claude is basically what I'm used to now, but I definitely want to try out Gemini 3.1 Pro and anti-gravity. So I will check that out. I'll make a note to do that. I just wanted to make sure I focus on one building tool at a time. And I'm definitely starting to get Claude. I'm starting to understand it really well. So I feel like it's a good time soon to check that out. Take a note for that right now, actually. And why do you think specifically Gemini 3.1 Pro is better in anti-gravity? I've heard a lot of different opinions about that. I know some things it sounds like, you know, they have more context. I heard Gemini is better for doing like full project audits, stuff like that. I'm going to take that note. Oh, you think 3.1 Pro is a better builder? That's good to know. Yeah, I'll have to try it then. I do like Gemini's LLM. Claude, I prefer Gemini's LLM actually over Claude's. For a few things. But sometimes I notice that Claude is better with their LLM, but only have tried building with Codex and Claude, so you definitely that would be the next logical step. Gemini can build a full project. That's awesome. DeepSeek released version 4. I feel like I've heard of DeepSeek a few times. There's just so many different tools, trying to get to them one at a time. I think the next one I want to try out is it's not a building tool, but Obsidian. I want to get everything linked up with Obsidian. Okay, use DeepSeek for your AI chat model. That's good to know. So I'm going to take a note even to research DeepSeek more. So you like Cursor the best. It's expensive. Last time I tried Cursor, I don't even think they had the expensive tier. I started out, Cursor was the first tool I used, and I just used the like the $20 a month, and it helped a lot for learning. But I quickly phased over to Claude. And then, so I started with Cursor, then Claude, then Codex, and Gemini is definitely the next logical step. And good talking to you. Goodbye. Sleep well. Enjoy your classes, and it's good to have you in the community. It's all about abundance and unity. And you know, at the end of the day, I think this trend is going to be here to stay. So we're building it now. We're like the trendsetters. So stay with it. Have a really good feeling about this, and it's only going to get better. I noticed that the PNG files are starting to add up, and I don't think they're necessary to keep. It looks like they were just for like tests and stuff. So can you go through and just check them out and just delete anything that's not necessary to keep? I don't think any of them are, but I just wanted to double check. All right, that is pushed. So, keeping this conversation for the marketing dashboard and anything about the project that pertains to that, what do you see as like the next highest priority tasks to do? Other than the stuff like that I need to do off the stream. I approve. I'm wondering, before we do any of this stuff, do you think it would make sense to do an audit after everything we've just done? I guess, you know, I am in the actual Stackivate project right now in VS Code. And we didn't do an audit with the marketing dashboard. But, yeah, let me know what you think. I think it's time to look into Obsidian. I think this is pretty good right now with this marketing stuff. Let's see. Gotta get these lyrics off of my music. I think I'm gonna switch away from Pretzel Rocks next time. I already said that though, but All right, let's see. Elevator one is usually good. The elevator. Okay. So yeah, I want to look into this obsidian. I feel like this is a good thing to do. Change up the pace. I'm wondering about starting up with this obsidian project. Basically, you know, if I were, it sounds like I wouldn't be building the whole thing. I kind of build it over time. What do you think? Can you just give me a rundown on like what the setup process is like and how long you think it would take? So Obsidian is like a second brain. It links like everything I'm doing, which I would want to be for like a business standpoint. And then it can, the main thing I guess is it can give me insights, help me connect everything better, and just kind of index everything like a second brain. Have to store less things in my mind for notes and have a better place to keep everything. It's a daily note feature. That's interesting. It search is instant and it works offline. Before I do these start here notes, I just have a few more questions. Basically, you're saying it runs even if I'm offline. So when I'm using Obsidian, it sounds like it's free. What about like API cost? Is there any kind of like cost that I need to hook up an LLM? And then like how does it hook up to all my projects, or does it not hook up to like all my different dev folder projects? I'm just trying to understand, do I just like manually give it all the information about everything, or can it like read my projects to like kind of create its own information? This is way easier than it sounded like. And sounds like I need to at least set it up off stream, because it's a lot of like creating accounts and stuff, and I can't really show that on stream. Let's see. Thinking most of the stuff that I backed up that I need to do is all off stream. So that's gonna be it for today. And hopefully you got some value off of what I had to say and do. And I'll always try to keep it true, the information that I bring to you, and offer value too. That's the number one thing, offering value, building a community, abundance mindset. Even if you feel like it's not your time yet, just get started. You know, have a goal, have a dream, the vision. Even if it's not what it seems right now, you can get it there. Just start one step at a time, have the end goal in mind, and search, and you will find the best way to go. And just stay in the flow and do what you know. And before you know it, the success will show itself to you. So I'm always coming through with something new. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm coming through with new information steady. And I will be back next time with another rhyme at another time, and keep on working on this project. Got a lot of marketing stuff done today, and I'm feeling good, as I would say. So get everything caught up for tomorrow so I can go back to building. I want to build some new features based on what I learned from the marketing so far. And I think I'm going to start tomorrow just straight building for a while, and probably get a little bit of marketing done too, but you know it'll be something new. So thank you for watching, and that's it for tonight.